Rolling through the sand like a thought in disguise. The scarab spins truth where the cosmos collide. Energy whispers, it never says goodbye. The Beatles crawl, the Beatles rise.
Go to AmericanHealer.website now. Get the tools for health and inspiration the way God intended.
Sort of burst the chaos, yet the chaos rise. My name Beatles, 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 over and over. Spinning the world in the grip of their shoulders. Beatles, 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 under and over. Rolling through time till the blackness is sober. The heat fades lower, the order begins. The stillness so perfect, it hums from within. The void sings softly, entropy takes a bow. In the shadow of silence, the scarab knows how. The second law is dancing, feeding life through decay. The third law holds the promise that the stillness will stay. Beatles, Beatles, under and over. Rolling through time till the blackness is sober.
Go to AmericanHealer.website now. Get the tools for health and inspiration the way God intended.
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. Good. Good thing I have my grocery shopping list. Don't leave home without it.
In the beginning was the wave.
Resonate, resonate, see what I'm saying, levitate. Resonate, resonate, nah, I mean I'm trying to elevate. Resonate, resonate, words can't describe or articulate. Resonate, resonate, feel me, celebrate. When they was partying and they was drinking, the gospel of music had me writing, thinking. Music is sounds, but it's also written words. Lego notes, fifths, halves, quarters, thirds. The periodic table of atoms. The language of the gods and wave patterns. The periodic table of atoms, E equals MC squared. The musical wave patterns, the facts are late. Synapse engaged, perhaps a slave. Collapse away. The heart detonate, the tongue generate. The stone demonstrate, the mind meditate. Honestly, honor me for escaping poverty, turning limits to lemonade, noise into harmony. Awfully, God is the music of my artery, the heart of me. The beat is the best part of me. God is the way. God is the music. God is the music. Without it, I might lose it. God is the way. God is the music. Without God, I might lose it. I might lose it. Resonate, resonate. See what I'm saying? My thoughts don't make sounds, but I can still hear them. Periodic table waves to the inky theorem. You never seen God, but you fear him. My thoughts don't make sounds, but I can still hear him. My thoughts don't make sounds, but I can still hear him. I don't know, understand the love words, but I feel them. My heart wild, my heart savage. That's why it's so easy to love bad habits. They block pain like perks. The music alkaline below 20 hertz. I can feel it in my bones. He's so electric, we so electric. He gon' respect it. When they was partying and they was drinking, the gospel of music had me up writing, thinking. Music is sounds, but it's also written words. Lego notes, fifths, halves, quarters, thirds.
In the beginning was the wave.
Periodic table of atoms. The language of the gods and wave patterns. The periodic table of atoms equals MC.
Share the video, hit the like, subscribe, Cash App, Super Chat, AmericanHealer.website, Amazon.
Peace to the family. Peace to the family. I gotta move that stack of books around. Yeah. Oh, damn. Excuse my language. Yeah. Bro, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. For sure, bro. I definitely appreciate that. So, Kyle, I see you found the podcast somewhere. Kyle. Kyle found the podcast somewhere. Peace. Yeah. Let me know if one of y'all want to come up and hit the link and jump on the platform. Oh, you found this? The podcast was on Spotify? Hold up, I'm tripping. I don't even know how this stuff even work fully. So the podcast was the same exact Spotify. Doesn't Spotify have a different app for podcasts? Hold on, because the chat sometimes is not in sync. Yeah. Kyle, you should come up and explain that to us. What you talking about right now? Up to 2024 though. See, wait a minute. Up to 2024. What you talking about? Up to 2024. See, I don't know what you talking about. Same app, different name. I thought it was two different apps. So you saying the album, the music is in the same place as the you saying? No. It's a new podcast. That Kyle commented on, and I seen his comment. I was like, oh, I didn't even know anybody knew. Like, I didn't know anybody was even paying attention to the podcast. So I didn't think anybody knew about it. But I seen a comment from Kyle. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah, we need streams. Yeah, we gotta get our streams up now. Yeah, we gotta get our streams up. Because they show me that. You know what I'm saying? Like on the back side of like the distribution, the distro kit. They show you on the back of distro kit, like they show you how many streams you got. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how many streams you get, is how they look at your, credible. They look at your what you're trying to, because basically like you're creating a platform, just similar to like when you make a YouTube page, as an artist, you're making a iTunes, Apple Music page or Spotify page, so you have an artist page on those pages, and your music is whatever you know. So, if you get, a credible amount of listens, then it's good for your page. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be putting out, I want to put out a lot of releases. I mean, I already got like hundreds of albums that I could put out of music, to catch up to all the books that's already gone out already. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to settle for like, you know what I'm saying? Just start where I'm at, just, and keep pace going forward. Try to drop some new music for each new book that we do going forward. Okay, no, that's the old podcast. Yeah, that's the old podcast. No, it's the new podcast. Is this right now? We on the new podcast. I'm talking to you right now. It's gonna be on. Yeah, it's the new podcast. You gotta look up Dr. Kepper. That's the thing. You gotta look up Dr. Kepper, and you'll find a new podcast. So if you look up Dr. Inky, you'll find the old podcast. If you look up Dr. Kepper, you'll find the new podcast. Or look up Tuesday, 8 p.m. Yeah. One is under the name Tuesday, 8 p.m. and the other is under the name Dr. Kepper. Yeah. But no. They're talking about an older podcast, Dr. Inky, from I want to say early, I ain't going to say early COVID, maybe mid-COVID, somewhere around there. Yeah, maybe 2022. Because I remember when long COVID was first coming out, like the COVID diabetes cases and all that stuff it's somewhere around there. We did podcasts with those shows. Yeah, we did podcasts with them shows. American Healer Podcast. Boom, exactly. That's exactly what we did. We did a podcast with them. We definitely did podcasts with them, right? So what's going on with the aliens? Is that what are we back in alien season? I just want to ask y'all in the chat real quick, one time. It seems like everybody is on aliens. Like, I just want to know if we're on aliens right now. I don't know. Are we on aliens? I seen Unk 607 and Young Pharaoh said, yo, don't that sound mad credible? Don't that sound like super credible when I start off a sentence like that? And I say Unk 607 and Young Pharaoh said, how do you feel?
let's just start with that question right there. I want to ask y'all that question right there, right now. When I say that, how do you feel on the inside? Like going into that, like as I'm bringing you in, like that's the opening to the statement. Unc 607 and Young Pharaoh said, now in that moment, right there, in that moment, are you like fully confident that what I'm getting ready to say is facts? Or, hold on. Or are you thinking it's going to be like facts mixed with entertainment? And then if yes, right? If yes, what does entertainment actually mean? Right? When you say facts mixed with entertainment, what does entertainment is like a variable in that sense? Like what does entertainment mean? I mean facts with exaggerations, facts with mixed with what? What else could there be? There are things that can be exaggerated, and there can be things that are made up, right? So when we hear the sentence starts with 607 Unc said and Young Pharaoh said, how do you feel about that? Yeah. Oh my goodness. So hold on. Wait a minute. Because also the Muslims have come out. Listen to this now. Let me not say the Muslims. That's probably incorrect. The Nation of Islam people, they have come out and said that they believe that this is the time period that the mothership, as described by Elijah Muhammad, will land, and this is what people are seeing. They're seeing the mothership that is carrying the ancestral Nation of Islam members. Hey, come on, man. They said that Elijah Muhammad described it. It's in the Bible, the wheels, and it's the mother plane. And the mother plane is like a play on words because the mother plane is like it's a dope entendre because it's plane like flying object, but then it's plane like planes of existence. So you could always bring somebody out into the deep water and play word games. Like, nah, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta stop it, bro. Y'all gotta relax. I know it's tough in the internet. It's, we got to go live. You know what I'm saying? People that go live for whatever they got to do, like for whatever reason, your livelihood or your career or something is tied up in going live. You got to go live. I get it. It's wild out here. You got to come up with content. But I mean, some of this content crazy. Seriously. I was talking about Ray J the other day. I'm still not over that. I still can't believe that I seen what happened to Ray J. Y'all are bugging. Listen, let me tell you something. If any of you are at home and y'all are so mother-loving conscious, right? That y'all are so mother-loving conscious, right? That y'all think what happened to Ray J is okay. I know y'all are insane. And that's a quality of an insane world that we're in. We all just watched Ray J was in the hospital 2 months ago. 2 months ago, he said he had 3 months to live. Oh, Jesus. God forgive me. Woo. God forgive me. God forgive me. We put it on the line for these kids. I'm telling you, I don't know what Ray J going through. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't know what Ray J going through. I know we put our life on the line for these kids. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what Ray J had going on. But I know 2 months ago, Ray J said he had 3 months to live. And then we just saw what happened to Ray J. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I get it, bro. We gotta make content. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the content, like it doesn't go according to plan. Like the content be crazy. It doesn't always work out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, folks is because I mean they're just putting out content. Like it's just content. You know what I'm saying? It's content. Like, yeah, aliens is coming, and you know, like they came and got me before. I was with them for like, yeah, they. How you think I'm so smart? I went with the alien. You know, the aliens. Crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy. But yeah, I'm with you though, M4. I don't want you to think I didn't see what you were saying, bro. I don't want you to think I didn't see what you were saying. Where you at? You up here somewhere. See, y'all trolling, man. Y'all all laughing and acting a fool, man. What's wrong with y'all, bro? Y'all all back here laughing and acting a fool. None of this stuff that I'm saying is funny. This is all very serious things that's happening in the world out here. Nah, listen. I think the Knicks got a chance. I think the Knicks got a chance, you know what I'm saying? But I got PTSD with the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think the Knicks got a chance. I do not think that the Knicks had a chance against OKC. I don't think that the Knicks would have won. I think that the OKC might have swept the Knicks. OKC might have swept the Knicks. Or maybe gentleman sweep, like 5 games. But I think that the Knicks match up very well with San Antonio, and I think that the Knicks can get a W. I think the Knicks can win the championship. But Karl Anthony Towns has to play out of his brain every night because Wemby is ready to fight. Wemby is ready to scrap and all that. What happened with Ray J? Oh, come on, Lamar. Don't tell me you that smart, bro. Come on, man. Lamar, you can't be one of them super smart guys, bro. Come on, man. You cannot be one of them super smart guys, bro. Do not do it, brother. Come on. We need you. I'm going to tell you what happens, bro. And I've been around them all my life. Listen, it's only like a 5 to 10 year window where your feet is on the ground. And then you just go nuts. Like they always go crazy, bro. I'm telling you, they always go crazy. Please, you have to keep a certain balanced amount of ratchet, common, just crazy foolishness. You have to have a certain percentage of that in your life to keep you balanced. As we get deeper into spirituality and all that, you have to have the other count. Ma'at. Remember, Ma'at is always right. So the deeper we get into spirituality, we have to find harmless ways, which is important to add. We have to find harmless ways to balance. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta stay on point, bro. You can't not know what happened to Ray J, bro. Come on, man. Oh man, what? Lamar, you are bugging, bro. Lamar is bugging, man. Hold on, man. Is this it right here? Let me see if this is it right here. See if somebody got this thing where we can take a look at this thing for Lamar. Lamar talking about he don't know. We looked at it the other day. He talking about he don't know what happened. You know what happened. You see what's happening. Yo, come on, man. You see what's happening, bro. Come on, man. That's it, man. That's enough of that, man. Come on, man. You see what happened to Ray J, man. And Ray J is, come on, man. Come on, bro. Listen, I'm almost 50. I'm not 50 yet. I'm almost 50, but listen to what I'm saying. If you are in between, like if you're in your 40s or your 30s, if you're in your 40s and your 30s, you have grown up with Drake. You grew up with LeBron. You grew up with LeBron. You grew up with Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you grew up with Brandy. Yeah, Ray J is a blood and he's with the gang. He would whatever, but that's, I mean, we grew up with Brandy. You know what I'm saying? He means something different maybe to the generations that's a little bit younger than us. We grew up with Brandy. That's Brandy's little brother forever, no matter what. If Ray J shot 1,000 people and like ripped their flesh apart with his bare hands or, like whatever, you know what I'm saying? He wrestled a shark or something. No matter what happened, it'd be like, yo, Brandy little brother just killed a shark with his bare hand. Like, that's no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, like that's, like getting knocked out like that on TV, bro, is crazy. Ain't got children? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy to get knocked out like that on TV, man. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily just the knockout, you know what I'm saying? Because, whatever, it happens. But like I said, 2 months ago, Ray J said he had 3 months to live. That knockout right there could have killed Ray J. That knockout could have killed Ray J. Period. Because cardiovascular disease doesn't go according to known. There's no known. So, like, here's the thing. And this is where we get, I guess, a little bit into the health information a little bit. We touch it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But cardiovascular disease is not understood. So there's no possible way for somebody who just had a heart situation 2 months ago. It's not possible for somebody to say that person is good to go with whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now you could say that their chances are likely to whoop whoop whoop. Like you can say some ratio percentage type of, you know what I'm saying? But safe is something that you can't really say because you just don't know the condition of somebody's heart. You know what I'm saying? But this, I don't know. I don't know. It's just wild to see that, bro. That was just that. It hurt me to see Ray J get punched in the face, like hard, like that. That's crazy. Yeah, well, no. It ain't talks of being rigged. It was rigged. Well, Ray J, here's the problem. The investigation's not going far. The investigation's finished. The investigation has concluded. The investigation's over. We all seen it. Ray J attempted to rig the boxing match. Ray J thought that he had an understanding with either Aiden, or it looks like he thought he had some type of understanding with Super Hot Flame, the other guy that he was boxing against. Because, you know, that's who you got to have an agreement with. If you got an agreement with somebody sitting on the sideline, they can't control homeboy that's punching you in the face. So it looked like he had an agreement with the other boxer. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he tried to create some sort of vibe. Like, look, you know, we're gonna bet this. We're gonna play it. You know, we're gonna play it tough. We're gonna make it look good. You know, we're gonna put this bread up. Blah 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 blah. And it looked like homeboy. To be honest, he don't look like he even can understand a big money move like that. He don't look like he got no money. So he can't even take part in what Ray J talking about. Ray J like, yeah, bet like this, and we're gonna throw the fight and make it look like this, and woo woo. That means that I got to have an X amount of dollars to put up so I could take advantage of, you know, us throwing the fight. But if I ain't got no money, I'm living check to check. What money I got to put up onto throwing the fight? Nah, I just want to win that money that come with winning the money. Like that's what I don't have no money to put up to do no tricky. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm here to win so here's from my perspective, right? From my perspective, I feel like homeboy didn't have no money, so he couldn't put up no money and make no move, right? But also, here's the thing, also, because it's kind of like with me debating Jabari. If Ray J approaches him, right? If I'm the guy, right, and Ray J approaches me, and we're supposed to be having a fight, and Ray J like, look, we're gonna fake it, we'll bust his cash up, we're gonna run a play. In my mind, I don't necessarily have to tell him, nah, we're not gonna do it, or we is gonna do it. Like I could play that little, I could play the, yo, let me get back to yo, yeah, you know what I'm thinking. That sound good, but hold on, I could play that and then get in the ring and boom, yeah, whatever. It's a fight. Mentally psyching your guy out by any means necessary has never been out of the rules of boxing. Like, period. As long as you ain't like putting nothing on your glove or get caught with no PEDs in your urine, it's like, nah, it's all good. If Ray J somehow believed the guy that he was fighting wasn't going to really fight him, then that's also, you know, like, come on, man. Ray J, you got to sober up, champ. Yeah. And not even sober up, champ, like in the sense of like not understanding, but just like not being grounded enough to understand that he's been in the millionaire universe for a long time. So this is something that can happen when you're this is something that can happen when you're in the millionaire space and you've been in there so long, you forget you in a different world than everyday people. So if Ray J had been fighting another celebrity, I'm pretty sure that they would have rigged the fight and, you know, scripted it out so they don't embarrass each other, but they make it look good for the people, get a few dollars. But I don't think homeboy was capable of that. I don't think that had a value for him. I think he needed to win whatever money it was, and not only win the money, but apparently Aiden is doing some type of whatever he doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know, he got a tournament or whatever he got going on. Like them guys is challenging and winning belts and all that. So I feel like that guy, he had more to gain by, you know, stepping on Ray J. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like Ray J ain't belong in there. Ray J was supposed to have like played it like, you know, like I'm a owner, like I'll have boxers under my brand and let them fight for his, you know, his headphones and all that. He wasn't supposed to get in the ring though. That was, yeah, that was, I mean, come on, bro. That was more shocking than Hove, right? Nah, bro, I'm telling you, I really think that that's what his mind was set from the beginning. I don't even think he said F the agreement. I think he used the fake agreement to really lull Ray J to sleep and knock him out. Because this is why I'm saying that. If you notice the first round he played with Ray J, he ain't throw no punches. Not one punch. He just was playing with Ray J, laughing, joking. Bob, you know, like he played with him the first round. So he knew that Ray J was coming in there under the assumption that they wasn't going to really fight. So he didn't do nothing the whole first round because he knew they wasn't supposed to really fight. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Ray J. It was clear by the first round of the fight that the fight was rigged. For him to start punching him in the face like hard like that is crazy. Yo, that is nasty work, fam. That's nasty work, bro. That's nasty work to just start punching him in the face like that. It's crazy. No, Ray J threw some punch. Yeah, he threw the first round. Exactly. He threw it. Exactly. He threw the first round. He ain't throw no punches. He let Ray J just throw them little fake punches and get a win on the first, like, and then start punching him in the face, full strength, full throttle in the second round. That was crazy. That was diabolical. But what about Hove, though? What about Hove? What about Jay? I'm a New Yorker. I don't live in New York, though. I haven't lived in New York for a while. So, you know, it's interesting. I live closer to Canada now than I do to New York. It's interesting. I'm just saying. I have to state my biases potentially up front. So here's what I'm saying. I think Hove played himself. I think Jay-Z played himself. And I think Drake would destroy Jay-Z. I'm telling you. I think Drake would destroy. I think he's going to destroy Jay-Z. If Jay-Z don't cool out, Drake is going to take his head off. And I know y'all are saying, like, to yourself, like, what I'm saying probably sounds like blasphemy, but I promise you it doesn't. Listen, I'm a part of the battle rap community. I was born when rap was born, where rap was born. You know what I'm saying? Like, when rap started, it was about talking about yourself and how fly you was versus somebody else. And that's what the battles was, about how fly you was to somebody else. Then it kind of morphed, you know, because you had like the battle back in the days, like it changes. There's always three, but it changes the three. The three change over time. So back in the days, though, in my time anyway. Before my time, it was like Melly Mel and whoever, you know what I'm saying, Grandmaster Cass. But in my time, it was, you know, just coming behind pause, Curtis Blow, he had it, and then LL had it. LL is really the original GOAT of rap. You know what I'm saying? He invented the term and he is the standard. You know what I'm saying? But then after LL, you know what I'm saying, then you get to like the big three era where you got Mace, Biggie, and Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z is not a part of the big three. And so Jay-Z starts shooting at Mace lyrically, you know what I'm saying? And him and Mace had a little back and forth. And then when Mace kind of vanished, Hove kind of ascended. A lot of people say Hove ascended when Biggie passed, but that's not true. Jay and Mace had a little thing, and then, you know, I'm not saying that's what made Mace disappear, but just when Mace disappeared, you know, Hove really became, you know, because there wasn't really nobody talking the money and the flashiness, except you had Mace from Harlem and Hove from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? When Mace kind of retired, it just kind of left Hove in the lane by himself. But before that, you got KRS-One, Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane. And KRS-One represented teaching and philosophy and consciousness. Big Daddy Kane represented swag and style and slickness and boning your girl and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where Big Daddy Kane went off. That's what the controversy with Big Daddy Kane is now. He tried to do like a freestyle the other day. Like, yo, hold up. Big Daddy Kane did a freestyle in his pajamas the other day. I said, yo, what the is wrong with this? I can't even call him a netcher. I was like, yo, he did a freestyle in his pajamas. Like, Big Daddy Kane did a freestyle in his pajamas. Like, he don't remember what was wrong with what happened last time. So here's what happened last time. Big Daddy Kane was the biggest rapper on earth, most popular. And then he had a threesome with Naomi Campbell and Madonna. And not only did they have a threesome, but Madonna like took pictures of it and wrote a book and made it into like a orgy documentary or something. Like, it's crazy. Like magazine or something. Like, it was a full magazine layout of their, like, I don't know, it was wild. But after that event, he was never the same. He was no longer like the tough, edgy. Like, he went over the edge. You know what I'm saying? He always had some light-skinned moments. Big Daddy Kane always had light-skinned moments. You know what I'm saying? But as dark as he always had a lot of light-skinned moments. But after that situation with Madonna and Naomi Campbell, he was like an albino. He was beyond light-skinned. He was an albino. Yo, he was dangerous when he first came out. After that Madonna situation, he was like the chocolate candy, like, I'm the candy bar lover man, sprinkle, you know, like, he was saying things like that. Like, it was different. It was different. You know, but before then, if you ask somebody who was the top three rappers of all time, they would have told you KRS-One, Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane. You know, the only person that would get an honorable mention in that era that could replace any of those people, respectfully, just depending on your taste, is Kool G Rap. Kool G Rap would, you know, depending on where you was at. Now, you know, there's a lot of nerds and fruitcakes and goofballs, and they'll say all kind of anything. Like, oh yeah. Father MC was like, Kumo D was like, nah. It's impossible for Kool Moe Dee to be the best after LL. Come on now. So, but that's how it is. And what I'm saying is the point that I'm making. I'm doing a terrible job at making this point. But at that era, Kane and Rakim, they created like a divide that's slowly going on to now. Where it's like the pretty boy versus the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? And the tough guy for black folks has to be intelligent. You know what I'm saying? We that's our tough guy. Our version of tough guy is not like a Rambo, not like a mindless, muscle-bound gunman. You know what I'm saying? Like our tough guy for us is like Malcolm X. Like that's our standard tough guy. So our tough guy has to be sprinkled with revolutionary. He can't just be like Young Thug or NBA Young Boy or something. Like he can't. That don't work for the community as a overall. Now we can mix a little, then that's one thing. You can like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? But Tupac, people can get confused because of his story and his legendary, and forget it only worked because of the other side of him. You know what I'm saying? So it made him a conundrum. Something, it made him an enigma. You know what I'm saying? It made him a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that made him. It wasn't the Black Panther thing or the gang street, or the incidents, it wasn't that. It was those things collectively. Like, how is the Black Panther kid doing that? Or how is the guy that's doing that? Depending on when you know him from. You know what I'm saying? If you know he's this and you watched him through the growth, then you're like, man, how did the Black Panther kid turn into that? But if you just get hip to him when he's on death row or whatever the case may be, and you finding out, like, nah, this guy right here, he started out Dear Mama and all, like the enigma, the opposites, the riddle, that's what draws people in. You know what I'm saying? So, but the divide started there. So, now we into a place where it's not only doing anything for content, but it's also like no matter how long I'm gone from New York, I'm a New Yorker. Maybe that's what y'all don't understand about what I'm saying. So it might sound like I'm not speaking in a straight line, right? Because maybe you don't get the perspective of New Yorker. So if you're not a New Yorker, these are unrelated things that are happening. But if you're a New Yorker, the fact that the Knicks are going to the championship and Jay-Z is now doing a freestyle at a picnic brunch, going viral, all of this is happening. This is all one thing that's happening. This is one thing that's happening right now. This is just a New York situation right now that we have to. And I think people have to realize, this is the Larry Holmes situation. You know what I'm saying? There's a point where you don't let your champion fight. You don't let him fight. You don't let your champion fight, because who he was yesterday is not who he is today. You know what I'm saying? LeBron, 30-year-old LeBron, 28-year-old LeBron would have been able to carry his team through the finals by himself without no Luka. LeBron is still great, but he's not that. Jay is still great, but he's not that. And let me tell you this about the situation with Jay-Z. Pusha T, right? Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar. Who else? Sauce Walker, right? Sauce Walker just said he is going to kill. Yo, Drake keep having sex with these people, women, and then doing songs about it. My man done did Sauce Walker lady and put on the. Oh my goodness, man. Drake is a villain, bro. Drake is a villain. That's the problem with the light skinned guys. And it's part of racism. It's racism. Because you still got that white is good whooped into you and that the black is bad whooped into you. Like, we're incapable of seeing that Drake is on demon time. he been on demon time because, he just looks so nice and pleasant, like a nice guy. And we all growed up with Drake. So Drake is like everybody's family. Everybody's family. Like Ray J. Like, these people are extended family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grew up with them. That's the thing about having this technology. These people are in your life. So you're growing up with them. Chase, my son is 17. He grew up with LeBron James. He grew up with Drake. That's his whole life. He don't even know nothing else outside that. Kanye, you know what I'm saying? He know Kanye, you know what I'm saying? He know Kobe a little something, you know what I'm saying? But he know Bron, that's his. Listen, between Pusha T, Sauce Walker, Kendrick, all of the podcasters that hate, they have already said every bad thing that you could say. And where I was going was, because I was there from the Bronx, I watched it evolve and change. And that's why I was naming you who was the greats and whoop, the eras and all that. Battle rap went from bragging about yourself and how you was more fly than the next guy, but really more so focused on you. You was talking about what you would do and how you would do things, and nobody could do it like you. Battles went from that to once Big Daddy Kane lost his mind and Rakim was crowned like the king, because there's a time period where it's like, nah, we don't know who it is. It's one of these three. And then Kane goes off the deep end, and then it's Rakim. And then all of a sudden, things got way more lyrical. Kane was lyrical, but it was still like a street edge to it. Rakim was lyrical, and it had a street edge to it, but it was more like, he had he had supreme wisdom lessons and all that. It was supreme wisdom lessons, and it was something different he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so from there, battles went into more metaphorical, entendre, like people started to get into similes and starting to play with, puns and really messing around with, like, getting into their bag writing now. And so that's an era in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? And in that era, you have guys like that could have easily been considered GOATs, but never would be heard of by people that's maybe outside of the New York space, unless they was really tuned into the culture, like Lord Finesse, somebody like that. Yeah, Lord Finesse was somebody that would have been, but anyway, so my point is, then there comes an era where it's just about digging up dirt. Digging up dirt. That's the era we in now. Battle rap is about digging up dirt. And so because Drake has went through all these situations with Pusha T and Kendrick and Sauce and this one and that one and this one, there's no dirt to throw on Drake. They done already said the wildest. They done already said so many things about Drake. Drake is in court right now. So I don't think Hove has any ammunition to go up against Drake with, unless Hove knows something that the world don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? Well, we done heard about the P and the this and that. Like we heard everything you could say about Drake. It ain't nothing, it's he done already beat all that already. So that it's nothing. Now on the flip side, Kanye proved that Jay-Z is very, very soft when it comes to his children. So Drake children been thrown out there and thrown all around. I'm not sure Jay-Z's ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think Jay-Z is ready, man. Jay-Z is not ready, bro. Jay-Z's not ready. It would have been like the Knicks playing against OKC. The Knicks wouldn't have been ready for all that pushing and grabbing, and like they wouldn't have been ready for that. I think the Spurs is a good challenge for them. The same way like when it comes to Jay-Z, Jay-Z, I wish he could, like listen, like just stand down, champ. People close to Jay-Z should not allow Jay-Z to go forward, to gas him. Like, no. He's on the Epstein list. You know what kind of bars? Bro, chill. He on the Epstein list. He on the Puffy list. Bro, come on, man. You know what kind of bars is waiting for Hove? Like, Hove can't, bruh. Hove just had dreadlocks that turned into an afro like that overnight. Do you know what kind of bars is available to, like, nah, man. We don't want to see that happen to Hove. And Drake is as sharp as you can be. He's in his prime right now, looking for revenge and blood and all that. This is not the time for Jay-Z to try to like dust the rust off with Drake. Like, you don't dust the rust off with somebody in their prime. You don't do that. You find you a little tune-up, a couple of little tune-ups and get back ready. You don't just jump. That ain't going. That ain't going. Because think of that. You see, now y'all laughing because now you thinking about it. Like when you start thinking about, at first it might sound disrespectful. Like, yo, Inky is bugging. He's saying Drake have killed. Once you start thinking about it, you're like, wait a minute. Out of respect, nobody even violate Hove. But technically, bro, you was on the Epstein list with some wild messages and all that. And you was with Puff with the kids waking up buck naked with you right in the room. Like, come on, no, bro. Oh, listen, Hove, you're in no condition to get in front of nobody with no bars, bro. You gotta relax. He showed out at the picnic. He should make phone calls and immediately patch that up. Like, yo, you know what? I was just trying to, just for the one time. Like, he need to squash that immediately. There's nothing Jay-Z could do in a battle with anybody with all of the potential. Come on, bro. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. So, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Yeah. Shout out to Rakim. Nah, man. My man said Strong Island. Strong Island, boy, yo, Strong Island. People sleep on Strong Island, bro. We got woke up. I got taken out to the Wu-Tang to go hang out with the Wu-Tang one time, and it was wild. It was guns everywhere, drugs everywhere, like, and I'm saying I'm from the neighborhood. It's wild, like uptown, and it's wild. Like, don't get it twisted, but they were just outside with everything. I was like, wow. So is there like no police in this town? Like, is what is happening? Like, how does this work? I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is a little scary. This is wild. It's just frightening. Yeah. And I'm talking about from a wild place, used to seeing all kind of things. Like, that was different for me when I first went down there. Like that was wild. It's in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? This is back then. Like it was wild though. Cause just everything was happening, like, and everything was right there. Like it wasn't nothing tucked away or nothing. I was like, oh wow, this is okay. This is how this is. Oh, so this is, oh wow. I was mesmerized, hypnotized, and scared and terrified at the same. Mesmerized, hypnotized, and terrified at the same time. It was amazing. Yeah, man, it's wild over there. Well, it was. I don't know what's happening over there. But I know back in the days where the Wu-Tang was at anyway, it was wild. The Killer Bees was crazy. It was crazy. That was an era. That was an era. Yeah, that was an era. That was wild back then. But so anyway, who is streaming? Who is streaming? Who is streaming? Listen, Tuesday, 8 p.m., we could discuss anything we want to discuss. We don't have to discuss mitochondria. There's more going on in the world than mitochondria. And I want to know who is streaming the music. Who is streaming the music? And why y'all not listening to it on Apple Music? Come on, what are y'all doing? No. I'm sorry. I appreciate wherever you're listening to it at. I'm sorry. I apologize 10,000 times. I apologize. Please listen to it anywhere. Please listen to my demo. Plug 1, plug 2. Yeah. See, y'all might not even know about that. But nah, please listen to it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But it just looked like, because I have a lot more listens on Spotify than on Apple. But Apple has been much more like supportive than Spotify. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, nah, man, we need to get some more, like, what's going on, bro? Like, we need to get a little bit more love on the Apple, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't got no iPhones or nothing. Like, what y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? That's crazy. But because listen, the truth is Max B is 1000% correct. Now, the problem comes in where Max is trying to like put himself in. You know where the problem comes in? I'm gonna tell you where the problem really come in. Here's where the problem really comes in. And because Max is not 100% correct. Max is like, respectfully, Max is somewhere like around 80% correct, 90% correct. Here's the problem. They're not defining what it is that they're creating this list around. And you can't just do that because you got guys like Max B who are style people. And this goes back to what I was saying with the Big Daddy Kane versus Rakim. We go through eras where things are more important to us. When Big Daddy Kane was up, it was about swag and style. The moment he went off the deep end, you know, it became more artistic and people wanted to hear more intellect and you had to be more articulate and use bigger words and more, you know, schemes and concepts to you know, you had to be more complex. You know what I'm saying? Where Lord Finesse was at a time period where he was on top, where it was just like, he was saying bars where it's like, yo, I'm gonna kick this off like a football game. And when I tell you that was the craziest bar we had ever heard at the time, like we running in the air street, like like we gonna create, like, yo, he said he's gonna kick it off like a football game. Like right now, if somebody was to say that, we'll be looking at them like, yo, come on, man, mute his mic, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it evolved. to a place where people had to get more swaggy and style went crazy to people start dressing and looking funny. You know what I'm saying? To where you see Andre 3000, this Negro, this Netcher, he shows up at awards with like football. You know, he got on sheepskin pants with football helmets and all, like. So sometimes it just gets too carried away, and then we go the other way. Okay, we done went into the gentlemanly pretty boy era, and we done maxed out. Now we got to go this way, and then we max out. You know what I'm saying? We'll have an era of like getting tougher and tougher and tougher until we hit the wall. You know, it's Onyx, where we throw your guns in the air. As soon as we hit throw your guns in the air, it's like, all right, oh, time to start shifting this thing. We got to shift this thing on back to, you know what I'm saying? So then we start to get to our pretty boy, and we start rapping to the girls. Like, we go through this time period, and each time, you know, the music, you know, it changes, it grows a little bit, you know, I don't want to say evolves a little bit, but because it's still primal, but it grows and matures skill-wise, at least what people expect, what they want. The customer wants more, you know. So I just think that now, you know, it's at a place where, like I said, anyway, you know, it's just wild right now, because they should have laid out what the parameters were. Max B never in his life could stylistically mess with Big Daddy Kane. So Big Daddy Kane could pop up with eating cereal with pajamas on and all that, and freestyle Max B down. But Max B is 1000% correct. Can Big Daddy Kane put together hot songs like Max B right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. But that just goes to show that making a good song is not just all about making a good song. Matter of fact, you know what? Because this is kind of like in the subject. You know, it's kind of like right in the subject of what I was talking about already. I don't think y'all know what I was talking about already. No, this is what I was talking about. Oh, hold up, go back. That ain't it. That ain't what I want to do. Go over there and then over there. Boom. Oh, dang. Okay, yeah. That's what I want right here. Here we go. Okay.
Cinematic. Melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel. Travis made darkness feel cinematic. Drake made pain sound smooth and attractive. Post made loneliness melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel floating in magic. Big songs don't hit cause they lyrical only. They hit cause the brain get lonely. Simple hooks loop to the nervous system know it. Ghosted the body singing for the mouth notice. That's dopamine science, electrical timing. Prediction and reward, the whole brain chiming. Every replay deep in pathways inside them. Now the song becomes your identity wiring. Travis made darkness feel cinematic. Drake made pain sound smooth and attractive. Post made loneliness melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel floating in magic. The greatest hooks I find drivers. They compressed emotions down to one-liners. The body love patterns and repeated fixtures. That's why crowds scream songs back like scriptures. DJ, electric grills. My favorite song give me chills. In my skin, it mean I'm lit. For the song it mean a hit. Also, I'm known to sing. God made dopamine so I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God and a go-between. A sentence is repentance. A verse to get your soul redeemed. The body hit a baseline first. Can't make the whole song work. You can feel it till it hurt. That's why the whole world replay the verse. Heartbeat move with the drums. Nervous system go numb. Music ain't sound where I'm from. It's electrical waves through the lungs. Bass hit the rib cage, chest start shaking. Low frequencies literally move sensation. Heart sync rhythm through entrainment. Now the whole crowd breathing in synchronization. That's why arenas cross the spiritual fine line. 10,000 nervous systems on one timeline. One hook, one tempo, one guide. Music turns separate bodies to one hive. The best songs leave room in the production space. Let the listener emotionally function. Too many sounds create mental disruption, but emptiness let imagination touch it. Reverb make memories more like tuning. Vocal signatures, emotions are human. Distortion make the pain feel vivid. Imperfection make the nervous system live it. Cause the body detect life through texture, not robotic perfection and pressure. Press sound, strain, slurs and gesture. Architect music, measure pleasure forever. DJ electric drills, my favorite song, give me chills. My skin and mean I'm lit. For the song and mean a hit. Also, I'm known to sing. God made dopamine, so I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God and a go-between. A sentence is repentance, a verse to get your soul redeemed. Travis made dark. Wilson the
I better stop hating.
Drake made pain. Sound smooth and attractive. But the host made loneliness. Melodic and passive. Boozy made silence. Yeah. Floating in magic. Music science. Thoughts become waves. Waves become memory. Memory become behavior. Become identity. The body record everything, like magnetic tape in the brain. One song can change a whole life, cause emotion physically stains. You lose yourself ain't just motivation. It's cortisol, adrenaline, escalation. Tension built to the final statement. Now the body released through identification. See you again, became grief preservation. God's plan became destiny, affirmation. Sunflower became emotional sedation. XO became depressed levitation. These records attached to autobiography. Car rides, heartbreaks, late night trying me. Now the song's tied into biology. Every replay reactivate memory like biology. The brain like a studio mixing a trauma. Heart like a kick drum under the armor. Lungs compressed waveform through the diaphragm harder. Music literally restructure human posture. So when the whole world scream one chorus, it ain't fandom, it's nervous system chorus. Rhythm, memory, emotion, and performance. Human beings, biological endurance, insurance. DJ electric thrills. My favorite song, give me chills. My skin and mean I'm lit. For the song and mean a hit. Also, I'm known to sing. God made dopamine, so I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God in the go-between. A sentence is repentance, a verse to get your soul redeemed. The body hit.
Anyway, that was kind of like what we was talking about. I think that was like breaking down like exactly, almost something like on shameless plug opportunity. I like that song though. That's one of my favorites. I like that song. But yeah, I think that Jay-Z is out of he's bugging, bro. Drake could destroy Jay-Z right now. You gotta chill. Drake got to pick. I mean, Jay-Z got to pick on somebody that respect him, like look up to him a certain type of way, that they won't cross the certain line. And he got to pick on Kanye, one of them. He can't pick on Drake ain't going. You know, ain't gonna make no sense. So anyway, before we start veering off into spirit code, book, sciencey stuff, who is streaming the songs? I really want to know this. Who is streaming? I need y'all to be streaming. Y'all not listening. That's why I wanted to keep them joints on YouTube, non-monetized, just regular old YouTube, unlisted. Just go on ahead and enjoy it at your own leisure. Just at your own leisure. Just whatever. Now I'm out there. I'm working a corner. You know what I'm saying? My name is Toby. You know what I'm saying? Like, my name is Toby now. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, I'm tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Ah! So now it's Toby. Yeah, no, my name is Toby now. Now I need streams now. I need y'all to hit Spotify on repeat. You out here streaming. Okay, all right. But so where you streaming it at though? Is you streaming on where y'all streaming at? Are you streaming on Apple or you streaming on Spotify? So Kyle, you on Spotify. Okay, but where you at, Lamar? What you streaming on? You streaming on what you doing? What you doing? Are you streaming on Apple or you streaming on Spotify too? Why are people streaming on Spotify and not Apple? Why is that happening? School me on to it. Like break it down real quick. Like you know, explain it to me. Why people is on Spotify? Is it that Spotify is cheaper? Is it the same music but it's less half price? You know, like what is it? This more freedom with the music? Can you upload or download? Like what's the advantage that Spotify has? Okay. So Lamar's keeping it thorough. He said he been listening on Apple. That's what I'm talking about. So he over there on Apple. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm trying to say people should listen on Apple? Because I don't want people to, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you've been already listening to music at, wherever you got your membership or you pay for your Apple, just listen to it over there. But only reason I'm saying is because like I'm just learning this stuff. And so when you submit your stuff, they go through their process and then they submit your stuff individually to all these other places. And so it just seems like Apple is always the first one that has your songs, your art, you know, like all of your stuff is all set up for you the fastest with Apple. It seems like, you know what I'm saying? Like they always get your stuff out of the way early. Whatever your time is, they're like 6 hours early every single time. Spotify is like, Spotify is on CP. Spotify is wild. Spotify is wild. They get around to it. Like, yo, I'm on my way. I'm about to get around to it. Like, you don't know what time that is. You know what I'm saying? That means something in the black community, but in the rest of the world, nobody knows what that means. Like, yo, I'm about to get on it. Like, what is I'm about to get on it? What time are you going to get here to take care of business? I'm on my way. I'm about to pull up on you. That can mean 5 minutes or 5 hours. That can mean I'm about to take a nap and get dressed. That can mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So You know, a lot of the stuff that goes on is our fault. You know, we gotta. Mixing. Oh, that's crazy. Mixing music? Oh, that's wow. And you got the Apple Family Music, a family plan. That's crazy. A family music plan. That's crazy. Okay, that's interesting. A family music plan. I need to get a music plan. That's why I'm asking, because now I need to invest in one of these things. I need to invest in Apple or Spotify. And I was thinking about getting Apple. You know what I'm saying? Then I was thinking about getting both. I was like, maybe I should get Apple and get Spotify, like get the lowest level plan, you know what I'm saying, of each one. You know, that's what I was thinking. But then I was like, that's stupid. Because you're not getting to really enjoy either one of them. You might as well just get a good medium plan. Like, you know, the best plan is usually the medium plan. You know, they have 3 options usually on them type of things. You know, it's usually the best plan is the medium. Yeah, I'm like, I should just not, you know, I should just get a nice little $15.99 or $19.99, something. You know what I'm saying? $12.99, something right in there, something right between $12.99 and $19.99. I think I should. Apple is $4 a month. Oh, that's epic. Oh, well, wait a minute. It's $4 per person or for the family? Because that's what I'm thinking. So just so we remember, I'm Captain Clearance. So when I'm saying 20, when I'm saying 1999, I'm thinking 1999 total for the family. Yeah. Oh, $4 for the whole family is crazy. Oh yeah, so why would we not be on Apple? Why wouldn't we be on Apple? Now that's really getting crazy now. Why would we not be on Apple? That doesn't make any sense at that point. Hold on. Steve is saying crazy things right now. See, this is why I got to talk to y'all about some things. Yeah, this is why I got to talk to y'all about something. So you got Apple Family right now. Spotify. Hold on, but Spotify Family Plan is $4. I don't even believe Steve. That is $4. Let me look this thing up and see, because that's crazy right there. That's crazy. Apple Music Family Plan price. It ain't no $3.99. It say right here, the Apple Music Family Plan costs $16.99 a month and allows up to 6 family members. Yeah, this is what I figured was more like it. You said $3.99 is crazy. Nah, come on, Steve. Steve worked with the military and the airport and all that. He got his job discount and all that. You know what I'm saying? He related to somebody who's cousin with Michael Jackson and them. Like, Steve, the rest of us gonna have to pay the $16.99. Maybe you paying $3.99 because you got the hookup. It looked like for me just now to say the Apples to pay $16.99 for 6 people in my house. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's, you know. Now, what we could do is you could pay my $3.99 through your plug, and I can forward you my $4 per month. I can forward you my $4, and you could you can set me up a whole program. Yeah, I pay in advance. Yeah, I pay for the year. I pay for the year. No problem. You know what I'm saying? $4 a month for 6 people. Yeah, watch out. That guy went to jail doing something like that. What's that guy name? Was named after a car. Something Remy with the Hemi or something like that. It was a guy who had some type of hookup, just like what you talking about. He had a hookup with a cable plan. And his hookup was with real cable, but somehow he had some sort of like what you doing right now. And he wound up selling cable to everybody. I mean, he just spread that thing everywhere until the feds came and locked him up. They locked him up for selling cable services, but he didn't have no cable services. He just had some sort of slickness like you, like yeah, I got the $3.99, yo, I got the yeah. Remy with the Hemi, something. His name is something. Army with the Hellcat. There you go, right there. See, I'm telling you. Army with the Hellcat. That's exactly what he was doing. He had one of them same hookups. Like, oh nah, don't worry about it. Cable. How much y'all pay for cable? Nah, I got the plug, my man. Okay. My man hooked up damn near a whole state of people on cable. He was on track to make billions of dollars. And he don't got no cable. He's selling cable programs. Steve up here, he's selling Apple Music packages. $3.99 a month. Steve, you going to jail. You going to jail. Omni and the Hellcat is going to be right in there with Steve and the Beamer. Steve and the Beamer is going to be right in there with Omni and the Hellcat. Period. Yeah, man. Oh, my goodness. Just so many things that went on this week that's going on right now. It's like crazy. It's crazy right now in the world. And that's not even like in the politician, like the news cycle. This is in like this is in the news cycle of the world of people who's avoiding real life. Think about that like that. I want y'all to think about it like that. What we talking about right now are the things that are important to people that are avoiding the real world. So the real world is where we get anxiety and depression and stuff like that. So that's the war, people's bank accounts and their property and this, that, and the other. And all. So we retreat to the world where Ray J get knocked out and Drake and Jay-Z is battling it out, and we retreat to that world. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think we need to be able to do that. Yeah, I have a problem with conscious people that rob their children of holidays. You know what I'm saying? In the name of, being super, like Jehovah's Witness or some version of Muslim Islam or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Let them children enjoy themselves, within reason. Within reason, let them children enjoy themselves. As I think we should be enjoying ourselves as adults. You know what I'm saying? Go to a basketball game, go to a football game, go to a baseball game, if you're into that. Don't let the opportunity to make memories, with your family, your kids, your friends. Like don't miss those opportunities to make memories. Don't let that pass by, because that's what's really important. Everything we're doing is in construction of memory. That is the whole idea. Even when we get into the health side, even when we get into the books, we get into the body, we get into the spirit code, we get into spirituality. Spirituality comes down to the production of memories. That's what this game is. The game of life is about life. Period. It's always been. That's the game of life is about life. So even after our ancestors were so intelligent and so inquisitive that they wanted to find ways to like even nowadays, think about today's billionaire, right? Today's billionaire wants to do what? The thing that your money, it gets you closer, but it can't, you want to live longer. You want immortality, right? True immortality comes in the spirit. It doesn't come in the flesh. But you got to know what the spirit is. The spirit is the mind. So how does immortality? First of all, you have to package your mind for the future. And then when you package your mind for the future, when you package your thoughts for the future, the things that you package have to continue to ring bells into perpetuity, right? So I'm writing books that make sense to us right now. They impactful for us right now. I don't know. These books could wind up being the groundbreaking thing that all life is based on, or it could be, like fire, like somebody could be cold and throw it in the fireplace for heat. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what 50 years or 100 years will do to your books or to your thoughts, however because maybe you made videos or whatever you did to package your mind, your thoughts, your ideas for the future. You don't know how it's going to be received. You know what I'm saying? So one thing is packaging. The next thing is if your thoughts, ideas, your moral, your standings, if they still have, if they still resonate with the people in the future. So the Bible is amazing because it resonates with people, where you can look at these old stories and pull out your new story, your today's story. You know what I'm saying? You can see predictions still unfolding. You can see the book is still resonating with people in this time period. Not everybody, but a good, right? So your material so you can package your material in a book. You can package your material in rock, right? You can carve it into stone, right? And that will be a marvel in and of itself. People will go, oh, wow, they carved some stuff in stone. But it's not until you start to breaking down the messages that they left in stone, what they carved in stone, and the messages of the stones themselves that you go, oh, wow, that's powerful information. And 100 years later, 1,000 years later, 5,000 years later, we're still able to go back into the Kemetic archive and pull, so that's a form of immortality, right? But it only works as a form of immortality if we remember the person's name and their face. It's very important. You have to remember the person's name and their face. So statues or carvings of a person's face would be important to go along with their name to contribute to their immortality. Right? So memory is very important, especially when you understand that in terms of universal law, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. That's what complex life is for. Complex life, complex. We forgetting the word that's right there. People debating about what's the purpose of complex life. It's complex. That's the answer right there. Complex is complex, right? Complex directly tells you that the purpose of complex life is information. And if you look at how loss of genetic information impacts a species, you would see that goes hand in hand, right? So the creation of new information happens how? transforming energy. Transforming energy. The more complex the system, the more complex the transformations, the more complex the information produced. That's why there has to be a quote unquote God and a quote unquote devil. Is this anthropomorphized? It's a little crazy. Like, oh wow, so there has to be a devil. So war and starving kids and all that's good. Not exactly good in the sense of a person's point of view, but in the sense of a constantly changing system, constantly needing new information to put into, yeah. When you're creating something and you're trying to perfect something, negative feedback is more important than positive feedback. Think about it. When you look back at humanity, it's the negative things that shape humanity more than anything else. And after negative, big, like catastrophes, it's always, like people advance. Advancement comes after adversity. So, if we extract ourselves from the human condition and we just look at it on the basis of, what works for preservation of humanity, it's one of those parental things where like me being good to you is not the same always as good for you, right? Sometimes what's good for you doesn't feel good to you, right? So there's that. Wow. Okay. My man said not to cut your bill, but check this cash out. I'm speaking your language. I like how you interrupt there, sir. It's just very nice. Listen, I want everybody to listen. Take this gentleman for example. Okay, follow his lead. Okay, feel free to interrupt by telling you just ordered new books and you want to know where to, jump in at any moment with your super chat. You know what I'm saying? With the super chat. I would say start with, I don't know, man. That's a wild combination of books. I don't know what made you buy those 3 books. Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you. To be honest, I don't know what to tell you. Because I don't know what made you buy those 3 books. You know what I'm saying? Because The Legend of Wu Si is like, I mean, that's that's one of them ones right there. So I don't know. I would say, like to be in touch and in tune with what we got going on right now, I would say start with the Eat Real Food book. Yeah. I guess if I'm being practical and sensible, I would say start with the Eat Real Food book. If I want to geek out, then I would say you probably want to jump in the other 2 books. But the other 2 books is for you to geek out. You know what I'm saying? The hardcore science, like, that's the Eat Real Food book. Plus, that's what we on right now. Like, all this is, and this ain't even the full series. Like, this is just some of the, you know what I'm saying, from that series. So that's what we're on right now. We on that. Yeah, we're on that. Yeah, we was in here the other day and spent 4 hours. The other day we was in here, we spent 4 hours on 2 pages. What was that, page 31? Yeah, we was on page 30. What was that, 31, 32? Yeah, we talked about this iron and copper. But I think people enjoyed it, though. I think, and to be honest, It used to drive me crazy. Listen. It used to drive me crazy. Because we'll come and I'm an avid student. So I'm coming ready to go. Like I'm ready to dive into the information. And what? Let me rewind this. So I'm just speaking out of random. Rewind. This is back when Baba Hiawatha, right? Booker T. Coleman was doing classes at Mfudishi's location, right? I used to show up to class ready to go as a student, hungry for knowledge, information, ready to go. You know, I got my notebooks, I got my little money so I can buy whatever he done, whatever he done brung. You know, I'm ready to go. And he would be like, yeah, I got this, that, and the other. I got this much material we can go over. And we'd like spend 3 or 4 hours on 2 pages. And I would be so mad, like, after everybody leave, I'll stay behind and be like, so, try to work him for another little 30 minutes or so. Spend, buy a book or whatever he got and try to work him for another 30, 40 minutes to see if I can get some more info from him. But he had already taken me under his wing and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he was explaining to me, like, the difference between like a teacher and a lecturer. And he was like, no, I'm really a real teacher. I have a day job. I'm a teacher in school. Like I'm a teacher. So I teach, you know what I'm saying? So I don't go at the speed of what I know or what I'm going at the speed of understanding. So when you're a teacher, you got to go at the speed that your people are grasping hold to the information, as opposed to if you want to be a lecturer. If you're a lecturer, you just kind of just display your jury. You just say whatever it is that you're trying to say in as educated and articulate form as you can. And if people understood, great. If they didn't understand, great. It don't matter. You got paid already. So, learning from him, you know what I'm saying? I always gravitated more to like the teaching style, more conversational. But saying all that to say, it's a really big book with a lot of information in it. It's really, really information dense. So you probably want to start with this. Because there's so much information. And some of the information that's in this book may seem random, but I promise you, none of this information is random. Because there's a part where we're talking about masonry and we go into the Moorish fleets. We go into Moorish history. We go into masonry. There's a lot that we have to cover in the conversation of real food. And the reason being is because everything contributes to commerce, right? So let me do it like this. Let's do it like this, right? In the same way, last time we talked about this, like how light got a relationship with electricity and magnetism, right? It's the same. Like it could be, not the same. It's not the same. Listen, y'all know I slip out of my doctor. I slip from doctorese very easily back into street corner ebonics. So you have to pardon my French, pardon my Haitian, pardon my my Moorish, right? You be like, hold up. You don't speak Moorish. Why you say pardon my Moorish? Or they be like, you don't speak Haitian. Why you say pardon my Haitian? That's brainwashing. You see? Nobody ever says that if you say pardon my French. Because that's an acceptable saying. Nobody speaks French, but we all say, yo, pardon my French. But what if I don't want to promote French? What if I want to promote Haitian and I just want to say pardon my Haitian? I said a bad word. Pardon my Haitian. I spoke out of turn. Pardon my Haitian. Pardon my Moorish. Pardon my Metal Necha. Right? Pardon my Bronx lingo. What if I want to what if I want to give credit to the branding of my thoughts? I want to credit who I want to credit with the branding of my thoughts. Do you ever think about who you're giving credit to the branding of your thoughts? I know that's when I be going off the deep end, right? Sometimes we have to do that to get to some new ground, right? We got to go up the deep end and get to some new ground, right? But in the book, we get into some unconventional conversations because the economy and health go hand in hand, right? Economy and health. Okay, that's not that. You're perfect. You're perfect. You are trolling. Okay, there you go. Right, that's perfect. Okay, so and this is what I've been saying. Look. Here's the difference, right? Now, notice it. Notice this. Always, wealthier people are more healthy. Poverty people are more physically fit. So think about it. That's a vehicle for people to get from poverty to wealthy, right? The poverty person becomes an athlete. With their fitness, they become an athlete, right? And now, boom, their family is in the wealthy space, right? But that doesn't translate to healthy. Healthy is living a long time. Being physically fit means you can run really fast right there, or you could jump really high and, touch it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's physically fit. You can carry 500 boxes on your back or whatever. Like, that's fit. Health is like how long you can live with your brain intact. How long does your heart and brain last? That's what it really comes down to. That's what health is. How long your heart, brain, and hips last. Heart, brain, and hips. Man, if your heart, brain, and hips last, you live pretty much forever. That's the thing. 3 things that kills people: heart, brain, and hips, right? So, economy is always tied to health, right? Economics, right? But economy is better to use as a word than economics, because economics, people say economics and feel like money, but it's not really money. That's the thing. It's the economy, right? It's who's controlling the money. Right? It's what's popping in the world that's generating money, right? Because that generation of money is generating wealth. The generation of wealth is generating health. So when you see the pockets of people who live a long time, it's always the same people who control the money. So I'm just saying, don't Kanye me, but it is a well-known fact that the Jewish community right now is living the longest in America. They live the longest. they have the most health. They are the healthiest group of people in America, is the Jewish community. These are facts. But when we go through the history over time, you will see that the health moved. The health moved, right? And the reason why the economy is important, because economy is tied to education, right? So economy is tied to education, and health is tied to economy, and health is also tied to education, because you can only be as healthy as you understand your body and what you're putting into it. So it's a matter of studying and learning. So the three goes together, but really these are the two. And so you have to have this conversation where, again, in order for us to really take this journey to where the world is going right now, we're the pioneers. We are the pioneers. We're the visionaries. Us, me and you, me and you, me and you. Yeah, me and us. Not like us, like black folks. Is like no. Me and you, like just like really us, like small us, like we, like just us. Like you see the few people in the chat. You see the super chat. Yeah, us. Everybody else, this is going to happen to them. The world is just changing fast, and they're not going to understand. 5 or 10 years, it's going to be people that took the time to do this, or they're going to be taking like 5 to 10 injections a day. John Q. Public will normally be taking multiple injections throughout the day. Everybody, kids to adults, you're just going to be taking injections all day. It's going to be regular for you to just be taking needles if you don't know no better. That's where the world is going, and they're normalizing it, and it's just going to happen overnight. It's going to seem like it's overnight, but I'm telling you, it's happening. Listen, this is what it is. Because I've already seen the written material on it. Like, this is what they're planning for. This is what they're like. This is what it is. The peptides, the Wegovy, and all that. Ozempic, Wegovy, Majori. All them things. This is what it's. Everybody's just going to be taking injections. Injections work. People can have the illusion of being healthy and eat whatever they want and have as much fun as they want, as long as their dollar could cover it, which is where it gets dangerous, because you're going to be putting more and more and more of yourself is paying for money of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be alive. Like, we got a song that's out now. Go get the album song that's out now. It's called Stay Free, right? You want to be free, and you want to try to get as close to free as possible. And when I say free, I mean just being able to breathe and live, right? You don't want to keep adding more things on yourself. You got to pay to live, and that's what sick is. When you're sick and you have money, you got to pay to live, because the moment you can't afford the medication, you gone. And so when people start to strap on to other things that's not, you don't need it, but you want it, it creates a dependency in your body. That's how your body works. Your body will develop dependency because it'll stop doing whatever you're supplementing. And so now your body will depend on that. So people's metabolisms are going to be completely dependent on these drugs. Completely dependent on these drugs. And what happens when you don't have any money? What? You don't have a metabolism for a month or two till you unemployed? What? When your metabolism is running on drugs that you got to buy, what happens if you get unemployed? Everybody get unemployed. You got, you on the couch now. You washing dishes. How that go? Yeah, because you can fake it with the car. You just put the car in the back of the garage and put the hood. You put a little top over it so nobody see the tag expired. Well, listen. How you gonna do that when you written a metabolism? Like, how you gonna go off of metabolism for a month? Wow, that's gonna work out. Yo, how that's gonna work out when you don't got no metabolism? It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. And these folks will have been talking about aliens and all that the whole time. They're gonna be talking about aliens the whole time that they getting ready to go on to needles. They're gonna be taking 5 needles a day. Like, yeah, needle for metabolism, needle for their brain to go. They're gonna be needle. And the whole time they're gonna be like, yeah, because the mothership is on the way. And you know, the white man is scared of the aliens because the aliens are gonna come down and real life passing them by while they worry about aliens. And I'm telling you, it's the nastiest pattern that I've ever seen. The alien talk is always mixed with the chakra people. Damn, they always mix together. It's always the chakra people that's having the alien talk. I know some of y'all watching right now, chakra alien people part-time. Y'all part-time chakra. They got this. Anyway. So when we have this conversation, we have to trace intellectual property. So there's a lot of things that we have to do to really nail down the concept of eat real food. And I know for some people, it might seem like even more importance than it should be. That's because you're confused about your life priorities. Or you might think it's more complicated than it needs to be. Because again, you'd be confused about your priorities. You got to understand the history of food. You got to understand the history of herbs. We got to understand the history of supplements. People ask about supplements all the time, and people don't understand the spice wars. Why? What the purpose of the spice wars for? People wasn't killing each other just to taste the food to be tasty. It's because them herbs extend life. They played the medicine game and all that for a long time. Now they back. Now that's over now. Now everybody tapped out. Us. Nothing can beat the herbs. Nothing can beat the herbs. The Bible is right. The herbs are for the healing of the nation. There's nothing ain't nothing can beat that. It's a wrap. The most powerful laboratories in the world can't do anything outside of nature. There's nothing they can synthesize outside of nature. And when I say nothing, I mean, yes, brilliant scientists in laboratories have been able to synthesize some things, but that's only with nature's guidance. We haven't synthesized anything fresh. It's only when nature shows us something and we can copy and mimic that genius and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's how that looks. The body likes something to be packaged this way. Woo, woo. Let's see if we can try to fake, mimic, copy like that. But nothing's been like created where it's like, nah, everything is coming from plants. And then the advancements that go on from there is because people have the blueprint from nature already. So they can continue to upgrade and try some things and get lucky and make some, some jumps and some strides and some advances that way in science and medicine. But all blueprints always come from nature. Period. All blueprints come from nature. And so in order to really, really understand this food thing, we got to have that all down packed, right? The whole history of it, right? How when we give the praise and the love and we give the recognition, like, okay, Kemet started this and that and the surgery and the medicine and the herbs and the hybridizing foods and all of those, all that love and the kudos, it's because they had the economy. The reason why they had the health information is because they had the economy. So because they had the economy, they had the ability to develop scholars. in a priesthood, and maintain a space for their scholars in their priesthood, generation after generation after generation after generation after generation, to continue investigations into the world of the unseen or the spirit, and bring it back to solid, concrete, something that they could tangibly interact with in the spiritual space, or a academic understanding of spiritual, which is theological, or even a more practical application, which would be more like actual health stuff, like surgical and anatomical and stuff like that, right? But you got to have a civilization for that, because that's art, right? That's the highest form of art, is the human body, understanding the exquisite, complexity that your body is put together at, and the scale and the complexity at each scale, and how each scale is interwoven perfectly into the next one for the next emergent property. It's amazing. So that's always been, right? So when we're looking at the health situation, we got to know those things is married, economics and health. So when we go back to the top, we got to track diabetes. It starts with Kemet, right? Diabetes starts with Kemet. Sugar starts with Kemet, right? Because the Arabs, they're not the Muslims yet. The Arabs take over Kemet, and they start the first sugar plantations there. So sugar plantations and diabetes as a disease and a way to treat the disease all starts in Kemet. All that starts in Kemet. Sugar production, sugar plantation slaves, the dark skin versus the light skin, all that starts right there in Kemet. They not like us. They not like that whole, they not like us. Kendrick versus Drake. Drake is a light-skinned black guy, the dark skin. All that start right there in Kemet. All that start in Kemet. That's who they put to work the sugar plantations when the Arabs ran. Yeah. The dark Egyptians, the leftovers from the Kemetic people, because they didn't get all gone. The Greeks didn't totally wash them out, but they're getting more light-skinned. When they move from the Greek era to the Roman era, they really looking, and then you get to the next. These not all Sand tribe and Khoi tribe people that's light-skinned. A lot of these people just from mixing over the years. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the Greeks was there. The Greeks are into sex. That's a sexual group of people. Romans, like, they into some kinky, but Romans are like more straightforward people. Greek culture was very different. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of sex going on. A lot of baby making was going on during the Greek time with black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the thing. So there's that as well. You know what I'm saying? But all of these things that we're dealing with today start then. And we either don't deal with them at all, or we deal with them separately. So people that talk about money stuff, they talk about money. You could go find them talking about Bitcoin and stocks and all kind of stuff over there. The people that talk about health, they talk about health. So you could find them talking about push-ups or herbs or the secret herbal oil that, whatever, or parasite that's eating your, colon, eating your butt cheeks, whatever. But there's no cohesive historical understanding that lays a blueprint from how we were at one point in time to where it is now, clearly today. Only we do that level of research and document it and then put books out. Like, it's only us really doing something like this. It's really a project that you would think like a whole organization would be doing, but it's really just us. You know what I'm saying? Like, really doing something for the whole, like, so. But that's what we got to be able to do. We got to see that this sugar culture starts in Kemet, and then from Kemet it goes to Italy, and from Italy and Spain it goes to the Caribbean. And that's the sugar culture that's there. That's the money thing, the sugar culture. That's what the drive is. That's the purpose of running through people and then needing to get more people to feel it, So that's the whole Haitian revolution and then the sugar goes from the Caribbean, then it goes to New Orleans. New Orleans is still messed up. New Orleans is still messed up behind sugar. Behind the sugar, New Orleans is like the second. It was a long period of time when New Orleans was leading America in cancer. It was in the lead. I think they went down a little bit to like second or third or something crazy like that. But because of the sugar industry, the sugar industry always had the Creole people always messed up, and the whole that was a thing. So anyway, we have those conversations, and a part of that, it goes into, banking. So we kind of touch on those conversations a little bit because banking is a part of the economics. Also, what you have is technology, right? Wherever the money is where the technology is going to, because you need people to sit down and be able to do, like when everybody's living in poverty, you don't have any high science. You don't have any art. You have to have people have time to work and dedicate themselves to these other things in order for you to develop stuff. So the technology and all that is also following the money, right? And so what happens is you get spurts where people get control of the global economy, and it seems like they'll never stop because the money reinforces their education, and the more they educate themselves, the further they can continue to advance. You know what I'm saying? The problem is they have to do that in real time, right? The moment that their advancement goes too deep into speculation or credit, then the system usually collapses. The system can sustain itself indefinitely as long as it's grounded on nature, tangible items, right? The moment the economy loses touch with nature, it gets crazy, which is the reason why Trump and them went in there to fix it. And they didn't start doing what? Tying stuff back down to silver and gold, because that's how you have stability. It doesn't have to be silver and gold. It could be blue rocks and red rocks, you know what I'm saying? But it has to be something natural that you tie to these resources, because that's where real wealth is. It's in companies. It's really in commodities. Commodities are more important than the companies. It seemed like the company's more important, you know what I'm saying? But that's part of the problem, not part of the solution. Anyway, but that's also a part of the conversation, right? Because sometimes countries don't produce that much food. Sometimes countries don't have that much water, right? So is your country importing its water from another country, right? What quality water do you have? Because everybody drinks tap water. There's nobody that doesn't drink tap water. We already have books on it. Everybody drinks tap, period. If you drink Starbucks coffee is made with tap water. If you drink sodas are made with tap water. If you drink Minute Maid, Tropicana orange juice, all that stuff is made with tap water, right? You go to a nice restaurant, you sit down, you have yourself a cup of tea, and cup of tea is made with tap water, right? You go to Starbucks, like it's tap water everywhere. You're just fooling yourself. So tap water is one of the things that definitely is a baseline contributor to national health, any country, right? Then you take it, like it's just nowhere to go without education, right? So the economy has to play a big role. We'll just start there, right? Now, as you get deeper and deeper into some of the health stuff, you go back to this space of economy, right? Because you start talking about like Drake grandfather and them. They had one of those towns, right? New Africa. They had one of those towns like Black Wall Street, right? People trying to own their own land. Why? Because they want to be able to grow their own food and live their way and eat their way. Health, economics, what's in the middle, right? Civics. Civics is where the rules of engagement. How are we going to engage? How are we going to scrap for the economics for the health part? The health part, the private part, that's for you and your family to take care of, right? You scrapping in public for the resources to be able to do this in private, right? In public, you scrapping for dollars, but you scrapping for dollars so you could take care of your family to the best of your ability, right? That's the private part, right? So we have to have a look at this because the banking, right, which is the funding part, right? The banking is usually separate from the economy, right? In a sense, right? Because the economy is more like the moving money. And the bank is more like the lymphatic system, like lymphatic nodes. The bank will slow the circulation of money down at times, and sometimes it'll speed it up, right? That's with interest and, certain little screws, will increase the flow, will slow down, will modulate, like river banks, right? Like banks of a river, right? When the banks of the river, the way the river's set up will add more speed or it'll slow the water down. So you have parts of a river where the water seems to be going slow and just no trouble at all. And then you make one turn and then the water is going super fast and it might lead to a fall, a waterfall or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what banks is there for. Banks is there to control the flow of the current, flow of the currency. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we have to understand health goes with this for a reason, right? Because you're going to have an economy, people who run the economy, and then people who are in the economy. So the people that own the economy, those are the people sitting outside the economy. They're going to have maybe 40%, maybe 20% to 40% the amount of daily stress as everybody else. So off the rip, their cardiovascular disease risk is way lower than everybody else. So black people may celebrate, oh, we got melanin. Oh. Tranquilo, papi. That's not the total story. Melanin, you ain't gonna live to be 1,000 because you dark skin. I promise. The cemeteries is full of dark skin. There's a lot of melanin in the cemetery, champ. Yeah, it's a lot of melanin in the cemetery, champ. I promise. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna do it by itself. That's not gonna do it by itself, right? But so stress has a big impact on how fast you die, because that impacts your overall hormones, and so that's one of the reasons why you see people that have money, whether they're actors, heroin dealers, they inherited it, people that have money age well. It's not just because they're buying stuff, makeovers and surgery. It's not just because they're spending their money on looking young. It's because they have considerably amounts. Like their life stress level is so much more lower than yours. Like you don't even think about, like Like you just have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea. I had to learn from people that has money. Like when you get money one day, if you ever, you ever cross that finish line and join us over here, yeah, there's lots of things that you guys do that we don't do, right? This is why you never bump into Jay-Z at the supermarket. Guess what? Jay-Z doesn't go to supermarkets. Jay-Z's not going to the supermarket. Somebody's going to the supermarket for Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't pay a phone bill. Somebody pays Jay-Z phone bill. Jay-Z doesn't make breakfast for the children. Somebody's going to make breakfast in the kitchen for the There's just so many things that you can't even imagine that you got to worry about day to day, like checking your mailbox. Nobody's ever going to bump into, like, you're not going to see Beyonce, like, well, you'd never see them checking their mailbox because obviously they have their own private. You get what I'm saying, though. There's things that you got to worry about on a day-to-day basis that's not even at the high level of your mortgage or your car payment. You thinking like that, your mortgage, your car payment, your job. You thinking like that, your relationship. No. I'm talking about all kind of stuff. Even if you smoke weed, like you this is why when celebrities get busted, oh, he got caught. He was going to get weed and pills. Like, why were you doing that? Where's your little white guy? Like Puff Daddy. He didn't get caught. He is a little white guy that has the weed and the pills on him. You're not catching Puffy with no weed and pills. No, he has a guy. That's his job. Your job is to go to jail. That's your job. I'm rich. I have lots of things going on. I can't go to jail. You have nothing going on. So here's what you're going to do. I'm going to give you a few dollars and you're going to enjoy, but there's going to come a day. Yeah. And when that day comes, I'm going to say, I don't know what that is. What is that green stuff? Oh my goodness. What are those pills? What were you doing? I can't believe this guy. And he's been my assistant for 15 years. I had no idea he has a weed habit and he's popping pills every day. You know how bad weed smells? If there's no way possible you've been with somebody for 15 years that smokes weed every day, all day, and you didn't know they smoke weed. That's not possible. That's not possible. It's just not possible, right? So again, there's all kinds of levels of stress that you and I deal with. That these celebrities, they don't even raise their children. They don't even know their kids. These celebrities don't even know their kids. They don't know their kids. Forget about raising their kids, because we giving them a lot of credit by saying, oh, they don't raise their kids. No. There's a lot of us regular people that don't raise our kids. Yeah. We don't raise our kids. Yeah, you going to work. By the time you come home, you pick them up from the daycare at 6:30. You make dinner, get in the tub. You've been with them kids for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. By the time Sunday hit, you ain't spent but 14, 20 hours with your kids. But listen, we doing the best we can do. Hey, spending 20 hours, hard working hours with your kids, because some of that's yelling and cussing and threatening too. So it's stressful. Hey, it's bare minimum, but it's still 20 to 30 hours where you still in there, full-time parenting. Celebrities don't even know their kids. They don't even know them. Like, they don't know them kids. They ain't seen them kids. They ain't spoke to them kids. They don't know them kids. Period. They seeing their kids on FaceTime. They FaceTiming kids with the nanny. The kid grow up with the nanny forever. The kid know the nanny. The parents on FaceTime. The parents on Love and Hip Hop and all, it's so the celebrities don't even have the stress of being a parent. They're not even worried if their kid is, like getting ready to fall down or twist their ankle or, bust their tooth or whatever, or get into a fist fight. They're not worried about none of that. Their kid getting suspended, who report card, they got to do after school, PTA meeting, who got to pay for somebody right now. These kids on me right now. I got to pay three programs for the big kids to go into another. Yeah, that's they don't none of that. Somebody doing all that. Somebody's doing all the living for them, which is the regret that people in those positions often have when they get 55, 60, 70 years old. When you get into those upper years, they realize that the money cannot buy them what? Come on now. I'm the GOAT for a reason. Y'all thought I forgot what we was talking about, right? The money cannot buy them what? Memories, memories, memories. Because that's what life is all about. Remember, that's what we're talking about. The living. Right? The memories. You can't buy memories. Right? You can buy an outfit. Right? You could buy an outfit. You could buy green smoothies and kale salads and all that. But the purpose of you having the outfit is the same reason that you want to do the push-ups and maintain your health. It's for you to create the memory. It's for you to do whatever it is that you do with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband, your wife, whatever sex floats your boats, whatever, however you make your kids smile or they make you smile, or, saving dolphins, whatever makes your life worthwhile. Because moment to moment, it goes like that. The moment you start, you already on the other side, you finish doing it. The thing that you carry with you, that you have, is the memories, right? So 20, 30 years go by, 40 years go by, and they don't have no memories with their kids, right? You don't have memories with your kids. Your kids have memories with the nanny at their birthday party, when they graduated, when they did this, when they fell down, when they get memories with the daycare, with the nanny, but you're not in the memories. And you can't go back. You can have 20 billion. You can't go back and make them memories. It's gone. The opportunity is over. It's a wrap, right? The universe runs that way because the universe requires constant new information. Everything requires new information to constantly tighten and fine tune. That's one of the things that the atheists are having. Oh my God. Atheists, you must be stupid. I'm about to lose it. Oh God. Atheists. But fine tuning, science is finding, evidence, concrete evidence that the universe is in a constant state of fine tuning. And boy, oh boy, the atheists are in trouble. They have no way. I mean, they got some intelligent guys that have made some really intelligent, really, really wordy attempts at justifying or trying to explain the fine tuning of the universe without information. It just don't really. The whole atheist idea is that intelligence is
Postmate loneliness, melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel. Travis made darkness feel cinematic. Drake made pain sound smooth and attractive. Postmate loneliness, melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel floating in magic. Big songs don't hit cause they lyrical only. They hit cause the brain get lonely. Simple hooks loop to the nervous system, know it. Ghosted the body singing for the mouth notice. That's dopamine science, electrical timing. Prediction and reward, the whole brain chiming. Every replay deep in pathways inside them. Now the song becomes your identity wiring. Travis made darkness feel cinematic. Drake made pain sound smooth and attractive. Postmate loneliness, melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel floating in magic. The greatest hooks are front drivers. They compressed emotions down to one-liners. The body love patterns and repeated fixtures. That's why crowds scream songs back like scriptures. DJ, electric grills. My favorite song give me chills. In my skin, it mean I'm lit. For the song, it mean a hit. Also, I'm noticing God made dopamine. So I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God and the go-between. A sentence is repentance. A verse to get your soul redeemed. The body hit a baseline first. Pain make the whole song work. You can feel it till it hurt. That's why the whole world replay the verse. Heartbeat move with the drums. Nervous system go numb. Music ain't sound where I'm from. It's electrical waves through the lungs. Bass to the rib cage, chest start shaking. Low frequencies literally move sensation. Heart sync rhythm do entrainment. Now the whole crowd breathing in synchronization. That's why arenas cross the spiritual fine line. 10,000 nervous systems on one timeline. One hook, one tempo, one guide. Music turns separate bodies to one hive. The best songs leave room in the production space. Let the listener emotionally function. Too many sounds create mental disruption, but emptiness let imagination touch it. Reverb make memories more like tuning. Vocal signatures, emotions are human. Distortion make the pain feel vivid. Imperfection make the nervous system live it. Cause the body detect life through texture, not robotic perfection and pressure. Breath sound strange, slurs and gesture. Architect using measure, pleasure forever. DJ, electric grills. My favorite song give me chills. In my skin, it mean I'm lit. For the song, it mean a hit. Also, I'm noticing God made dopamine, so I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God in a go-between. A sentence is repentance. A verse to get your soul redeemed. Travis made dark, feel cinematic. Drake made pain, sound smooth and attractive. But the host made loneliness, melodic and passive. Uzi made silence. Yeah, floating in magic. Music science, thoughts become waves become memory become behavior become identity. The body record everything, like magnetic tape in the brain. One song can change your whole life, cause emotion physically stains. See, lose yourself ain't just motivation. It's cortisol, adrenaline, escalation. Tension built to the final statement. Now the body released through identification. See you again became grief preservation. God's plan became destiny, affirmation. Sunflower became emotional sedation. XO became depressed levitation. These records attached to autobiography. Car rides, heartbreaks, late night trying me. Now the song's tied into biology. Every replay reactivate memory like biology. The brain like a studio mixing a trauma. Heart like a kick drum under the armor. Lungs compressed waveform through the diaphragm harder. Music literally restructure human posture. So when the whole world scream one chorus, it ain't fandom, his nervous system course. Rhythm, memory, emotion, and performance. Human beings, biological endurance, insurance. DJ, electric thrills. My favorite song give me chills. In my skin, it mean I'm lit. For the song, it mean a hit. Also, I'm noticing God made dopamine, so I'm high, cause I'm focusing. Music is God in the go-between. A sentence is repentance, a verse to get your soul redeemed. The body hit a baseline first. Pain make the whole song work. Loop the feeling till it hurt. That's why the whole world replay the verse. Music in the through the skin. Got out the whole crowd locked in. Songs don't just play, they imprint inside the nervous system within. Travis make darkness feel cinematic. Drake make pain sound smooth and attractive. But the post make loneliness melodic and passive. Uzi made sadness feel flow.
These recipes all look crazy.
Yeah, and I'm definitely grateful to collab with Ink. Like he's been, sort of like a silent mentor, kind of like, guiding me through a lot of these different processes, and me reaching out to him. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? So that's just a testament to a lot of information that I gathered from him and other people.
Lamar, don't take my word for it. Scholar, Society Baby, Dead Stop, Madman, Jeremiah. Thanks to the whole chat.
It's not just kitchen chemistry. You gotta add chemistry in the kitchen. And well cooked. Yeah. Osborne, Osborne, Politic, Kev, Brian, Amber, on your speaker. Peyton, Andrew, you know the life. Kyle D, Long Beach Nights, on Christ. Nobody else is this nice. So good it's almost a fight. So good it's almost a fight. So good it's almost a fight. I've been nice like nobody else. Right in the fear, look, Paul top shelf. It's nothing new, you can tell me. I live off love, shout out to Helvy. I believe in God, it's really natchez. 20 years later, we're Philly natchez. 100 packs popping, studying detoxing. Live on YouTube, new books dropping. We yelling, add your game, 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 add your game.